Hey guys, Mark Rodriguez here, and in case you guys didn't know, Five Nights at Freddy's Part 4 is already out. Yes, it's already out. I know it's supposed to come out like August 8th or something, but I guess Scott just couldn't wait. And it's already been released as of yesterday, July 23rd. And yes, so fast, it just came out and everyone's already playing it. They already beat it. They already got to the ending. They're already showing like live streams of people playing it all the way to the end. And I'm so surprised because I mean, like, guys, it just came out yesterday. Like, oh my god. And yes, I do know that, for example, Part 3 had a lot of little secrets and things hidden away. Lots of weird things you gotta do with the mini games. I really hope that this game has things like that, because if it doesn't, wow, you guys really gave the whole game away so fast. But anyways, this video is more of a theory video, because there's some interesting things about this game that is very interesting though, but it contradicts a lot of what we've seen before. So this is just a little thing here and there. You can work out your own theories here. Well, first of all, in this game, you start off playing as a kid. You're basically a kid all alone in the house, and the animatronics are out to get you, and they're all demonic and evil looking and all that stuff. So of course the mystery is, why is this kid here? Why are these things looking more monstrous now? What the hell's going on? So as you play the game, you find, and of course, heavy spoilers, but again, it's online, it's everywhere. People posted the ending by now, but yeah. So as the game goes on, you find out that the kid's been bullied and treated bad and stuff. They lock him in his room. He's afraid of the animatronics in general, so they leave him in Fredbear's family diner, where he's stuck with them and scared the crap out of them and everything. And yes, this game actually does take place during the time of the Fredbear family diner, which of course raises more questions. I'll get to it. But the main thing about the game is that near the end we find out that his older brother that's always picking on him and scaring him, wearing like a foxy mask and everything, him and his friends pick him up to make fun of him. Oh, he's so scared, you know. Hey, let's take him over to Fredbear. I know he likes him so much. Hey, why don't you give Fredbear a big kiss and stuff. So the Fredbear animatronic there, which is basically Golden Freddy, is just there with his jaw opening and closing randomly. So they take the kid, they put his head into the robot and everything, and they just start laughing at him. The kid's scared and everything, but then the robot closes his mouth, and the kid stops laughing, and the kid stops moving. So basically speaking, yes, this is the infamous Bite of 87. You are actually playing as the victim of the Bite of 87, and with the kid being already scared the hell out of these animatronics as is, compared, and now with brain damage because his frontal lobe, you know, who knew someone could live without a frontal lobe, you know, and all that. Now that's why the animatronics look like demons and stuff, and that's why they're literal nightmares. They actually are the kids' nightmares, and you gotta survive them. No idea why it seems they actually kill you. It could all be in the kid's mind or whatever, but after all, it is a game. You still have to kind of lose and everything. But the main thing is that, so this is the big thing. Some fans are kind of disappointed because they're all expecting either Foxy or Mango to be the guy who did the Bite of 87. Another thing about this game is that this game actually seems to take place before all the weird shit started with the murders and the haunted animatronics and stuff. Everything was pretty normal at this point. So it's kind of weird that after all this stuff going on and how the phone guy's talking about they used to walk around during the day, but then there was the Bite of 87, they don't do that anymore or whatever. It was weird that just a regular robot just there, it's just these stupid kids that were dumb enough to put his head in the robot with sharp teeth, which I don't know why they make him with sharp teeth in the first place, but it was just a weird prank gone horribly wrong, nothing to do with haunted or malfunctioning robots. So that was kind of disappointing for some people. But the big thing is, it's just weird how this takes place. So if you guys remember, well, first of all, I gotta say, this game takes place basically days before. In each game, instead of it saying, you know, night 1, night 2, it actually says like 5 days before the party, 4 days before the party, because of course the party is where this takes place. But if you guys remember Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2, which is another prequel, it also takes place a couple of days before the party. At the end of the game, if you survive it all, you're informed that you've been promoted to the day position. There's going to be one big party before the restaurant closes down, and your job is to, you know, watch over, make sure everything's okay. And of course, it's heavily implied that this is the Bite of 87 too. So this is the weird thing though. This game takes place in Freddy's, Fredbear's family diner, the original restaurant, and it's like, but then this Freddy's 2, it makes it seem like this game takes, the bite took place at when it was already called Freddy's Boss Bear's Entertainment. And it's like, well, you know, Freddy's Boss Bear's Pizza. And the reason why it's so contradicting is that Well, throughout the games, it's implied that the Fredbear Family Diner was the original restaurant before whatever happened. It got shut down, went out of business, someone else bought it and remade it into what we call, you know, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So, even in the second game, the phone guy says, well, we're trying to find the original owner of the place when it used to be called Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. You know, even he acts like it's something that's so old and forgotten, you kind of forget what it was even called and everything. And some of the mini games in Part 3 even imply that this time the only animatronics were just Golden Freddy and Golden Bonnie, you know, so the other ones weren't around yet. That was later on. But yet in this game, kids are already running around with Freddy, Chica, Bonnie. They're wearing masks already of these characters. They're already known. The plushies are available already. So that's very contradicting here. Like what's going on? That's really, like, I don't know. That's the thing that's very confusing, and it's confusing a lot of people also because it's just, I don't know, it's just like a plot hole. It's got kind of forget some details. I don't know, because that's the whole thing. The Fredbear's Diner is supposed to be the first restaurant with only the golden animatronics, and the ones that we know were not supposed to exist yet till later. And this game implies that both this game and Freddy's 2 are taking place at the same time. So while you're a kid all alone in this game, at the same time as a security guard fighting against the toy animatronics in Freddy's Part 2. But the weird thing too is that you have to keep in mind that in Freddy's 2, this is a reopening of a restaurant. The original Freddy, Foxy, Chica, and then an ugly-ass design from Part 2 were actually functional at some point in time before the restaurant got out of business, before they tried to reopen the restaurant. They tried to fix them up with the modern, I guess, facial recognition technology. It couldn't, they weren't like compatible, and they just left them there to rot and stuff. So that's, you know, but that implies that they were functional at one time. So this is all very weird and very contradictory to what we've known before in the previous games as to what's going on here. And to bring in even more confusion though, is that there's this one scene in the game where the kid walks past the TV and there's like some cartoon or something, but it says 1980 or 1982, I forgot what it was, but it was like a different year than 1987. And that's confusing too, because if it's not 1987, then why does this game make such a big deal? This is the infamous Bite Up 87, you know? Other things to point out is that there's a couple of things to kind of point out, little things of what may happen in the future, is that there's actually a scene where you see the purple guy in the Fredbear's Diner as a regular employee helping another guy put on his spring trap outfit, you know? And yes, there's two things you could look at it. On one side, he could just be a regular employee doing his job. He's helping people or showing how the spring lock suits work or whatever, you know, before he does evil. Or another side is that he could also be purposely framing this guy for the crimes. Because one thing is that we know that the purple guy dressed up as one of the golden animatronics, killed some kids, and the newspapers did say in Part 1 that the killer was arrested and stuff, but then we found out that the purple guy's out there somewhere. So he was not arrested. Someone else took the rap, and I think that whoever this guy is that they're putting the suit on, he was probably blamed and arrested falsely while the purple guy got away with it. But another thing is, if the purple guy is working at Freddy's, the Fredbear Family Diner, then how did he go commit the murders at Fazbear's Pizza? I mean, did he work at both places? Did he, like, do different shifts, maybe? Monday and Tuesday he worked at Fredbear's, Wednesday, Thursdays he works at Freddy Fazbear's. It's just, it's weird, you know, like, I don't know, that's another weird thing. And another thing to point out that's very interesting is that there's one of the games, one of the mini games actually has a kid just abandoned at the diner, and it's like, well, get your, you know, walk your ass home yourself, kid. We don't give a crap. So as he's walking home crying and stuff, he walks past a couple of the kids. They turn out to be 5 kids. One kid happens to be a girl, and it's pretty strange. Keeping in mind that this takes place a couple of days before the murders happen. These kids could very well be the victims that would eventually be killed by the Purple Man and would eventually become like the kids that haunt the animatronics that we know and everything. So yes, it is a very strange thing. It's very strange. I don't know. It's a weird contradiction of things. It kind of changes or goes around with what we've already known. But another thing you got to keep in mind is that remember the earlier mini games were very open to interpretation. These ones, the one in this game, are they're more detailed. There's actual dialogue, or written dialogue anyway. There's actual stuff. People are explaining what's going on. The other games are more like actual, basically like Atari games. There's not much. Everything's open to interpretation. You just move around. You interpret it however you want. So maybe I guess the Fredbear Diner and the Frostbear Pizza were open at the same time, but it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. So anyways, guys, that's my video here. It's very strange, very contradictory. I personally don't have any theory. I mean, the only theory I could think of, I don't know. I can only think that the purple guy was training at the diner, learned all the stuff he somehow found out about, or it's so weird. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. The bite took place either at the diner or Frostbear's Pizza. It cannot be both. It cannot be both. This game implies, well, this game actually shows us it took place at the diner. Part 2 implies it takes place. Nowhere does it say we're going to transfer you to this other diner place to host a party there. It's implied it takes place at Freddy Fazbear Pizza. I really don't know. I don't know if that was a slip up. Scott is very, very clever when it comes to all his little hints and things. I don't think he would make a mistake. I do know that he is kind of sort of making it up as it goes along, but at the same time he's very clever to make new things that somehow change your perspective on old things. But this one, I just don't understand. I mean, yes, it does make sense. The purple guy could, like I say, work different shifts at both places and kill people here, maybe act innocent at the diner to not raise suspicion. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Did it take place at this place or that place? I guess we were officially shown it does take place at the diner. I don't know about part 2. It's very weird. But yeah, and well, one last thing I do gotta say before I end the video is that, like I said before, in part 2, Jeremy Fitzgerald, the security guard, was given the job to watch over the pizzeria in the morning, to watch over the animatronics, make sure nothing weird happens and stuff. And it's like, dude, where the hell were you where these kids were shoving another kid inside one of the animatronics? Where the hell were you? It's like, damn it, Jeremy, you had one job. You had one job, Jeremy. I mean, jeez. Anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here. This wraps up this video. If any of you guys got any thoughts, any theories, any explanation as to what's going on or why this game seems to contradict Five Nights 2, leave your comments below. And as for me, am I personally getting this game? Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I'm still trying to get past part 1. Maybe, there's a big maybe I'll get part 2. Not really sure about part 3 because it's kind of, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to tell you. But yes, these are some interesting theories here. Like I said, this game, the main focus of the game is to answer the question of who did the bite of 87. But there are still so many mysteries from the previous games that have not been answered that this game does not really answer them either, because it's just focused on the mystery of the bite of 87. There's more DLC coming in Halloween. Will it solve even more mysteries? Will we get to the bottom of every last detail as to exactly what happened at Freddy's? We'll find out. See y'all next time. I'm also as anxious to find out as you guys are. Catch you later.